this video, I'm going to be showing you why women fall in love when they sense this one powerful thing about you. The number one thing that women fall in love with when they sense this one powerful thing about you is indifference. Indifference. Now, let me explain. There's this thing where you can have a great time with a woman. You can have a great time with a woman. You guys can spend every waking hour together. But the bottom line is, the moment you become hooked and attached to her femininity, you're in this state where you need her. That is when all chips are taken off the table. The bottom line is, you can have great relations with women, but the bottom line is you still have to have this aura about you that shows a sense of indifference. Indifference. If you're able to show this in a way, she will sense this powerful thing about it. But the thing is, I was watching this podcast. It was a Stephen A. Smith podcast, and it was one of the ESPN anchors. They were saying there's these three things that men needed to have for them to take them seriously. And they emphasized the third part. They emphasized it was looks. They said looks. They said being funny, and then having money. And they emphasized the money part. So what I'm trying to say is, when you get to a certain social status, when you get to a certain state where you're recognized, you have monetary, you have the ability to provide, it no longer goes you trying to quote unquote win a woman over. It goes the other way around, where a woman is trying to win you over. This is how you want it to be. You want it to where she's trying to win you over instead of the other way around. Because if you're trying to win her over, you're going to be trying for a very long time. There's a lot of things where women break rules for guys that they find attractive. So you have to become this guy who's found attractive by certain women. It has to be in your court. The relationship dynamic has to be in your court. It has to be she's trying to pander to you. But the only way you really get to this way is if she pretty much finds you attractive. If you become that guy who is attractive to many women in general. These are the things that you have to do. You have to create, and this all comes down to creating leverage for yourself. If you become more physically attractive, you're going to have a bit of leverage. If you gain financial resources, you're going to have a bit more leverage. If you have plenty of options, you're going to have a bit more leverage. This is all the things that you have to realize. So if you go from the state where you're seeing one girl and you're trying to make it work with her, sadly it's not going to work as much. You need to put yourself above that and give yourself plenty of options that you think, and you have to see which girls are working harder to get your approval and your attention. This is how it pretty much is. This is how the dating dynamics is. So the bottom line is indifference. There's this thing called indifference. When you have indifference, where you're able to spend a lot of time with her, but never actually become attached, and never actually show her that you're attached, then you're pretty much there. There has to be this state where you're indifferent. You're very in the middle. It's uncertain whether you're attracted to her or not, and she knows this. She never really knows where you stand with her. If you can convey this, but still give her optimal time, give her the best experience, then more likely than not, she will find you she will find you more attractive. She'll find you this powerful thing. So the bottom line is, another thing is masculine energy. Having masculine energy, being able to pretty much direct yourself. All this comes down to leverage. You're able to direct yourself, become someone who is very attractive to a lot of women, and you have a sense of authority in your own life. And now she's trying to seek that authority, if that makes sense. You just have, all this comes down to is having the power in the relationship dynamic. Because if you're trying to win her over, it may, because she's gonna have options. Women usually are the ones who dictate relationships based off how willingness she is to try to get you. If she's going to try harder to get you, then more likely than not it's going to happen. But if you're trying very hard to try to win her over, then it's not going to make any it's not gonna hit as hard. You have to realize this. She has to be trying to win you over a lot more than you're trying to win her over. So it can be balanced, because if you're trying to win her over, it's easier for her just to leave. A lot of guys don't even get responses from women. So you have to realize that you have to set yourself apart from the masses, become an attractive person, have high masculine energy, totally indifferent from her. Be totally indifferent from her based off the feelings that you may have garnered up. You can have these feelings, but you still may have to be able to not be attached to them. You can have these feelings, but you can still walk away the very next day. You have to treat women kind of like how they treat men. Women can love a dude one day and then ignore their existence the very next day. This is how you have to be, in a sense. How you have to be. Never get too attached. She may seem that she's always, she may be always looking for the next big opportunity. These are some of the things that you have to realize. You have to be aware of, quote unquote, female nature. These are some of the things that that has to happen, that you have to realize. So when you become the best version of yourself, and attracted to many women, and you have this sense of indifference from the options that you have, then there you are. This is a powerful thing that women will be wildly attracted to, and it can give you a lot of leverage in the dating game. And if, like I said, so build yourself up as a man, get options, have this attractive lifestyle that they may want, and then still be indifferent. It's going to work out a lot more for you. If that video makes sense, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.